that Viktor Frankl quote also resonates so well about with three C's.
Which one?
So he says that between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. That's exactly three C's, right?
All great men. Kya kare? Yep. Hey, just wherever you found it, just send it. No, I'll add it into.
I'll send it to your WhatsApp.
Ah.
Prashant, what's the time there? You're back in the UK, right?
Yes, sir. It's 3 minutes past 7 now.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you for waking up.
My pleasure. I tried उसको उठाने का छोटी वाली को, but अभी नहीं है madam. So sorry, sir. Keep on trying.
How long do you want to wait?
I think we can chat for a bit till 11:40, 6 minutes more, and then we start.
Yep. Actually, they have to start today, no?
Morning.
Good morning, Rain. Good morning, Sonal. Anushri, are you there? Manjeet, good morning. Morning, Rajiv.
Good morning. Sorry, I'm a bit late. They're actually on vacation, so but I joined from a hotel. So, okay.
Thank you for joining. So today is my rest day, right? It's your turn.
Yes, sir. But what's the agenda?
So those who are not present have put something in the group. Is that where you want to start?
Yeah. That's a good starting point.
Okay. I'm assuming you have read what people are saying.
Yes, let's start with that answers to those questions, Vishwas.
Right. So I think Sonal was the first one to respond. Are you okay with me picking that up? Yes, Sonal?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So should I begin?
Yes.
So I tried applying all those things that we had discussed here. Um, uh, the process of not suggesting, not putting in direct instructions was very helpful for me. I started all my conversations, almost all of them, with the will you do this? Will you help me with this? Or do you want to? Such kinds of questions. So those were very effective. He was more responsive and he was owning his own decisions. So I felt that he was feeling proud of that thing, and he was I could perceive that he was getting this feeling that Mama is giving me recognition and she is letting me do my own things. So I made him make his own timetables, like what's your plan for today? So what's on your mind for today? Today is the week, and now the weekend starts. What all things you want to do with us? And then I would put up my list also in front of him, and then we would discuss what things are possible to do and what things we can check out because of the shortage of time.
How
So
old?
he's 6 years old. You want to meet him? Come.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. Oh,
So he's Atharva. He's 6 years old, and he's definitely a good behavior boy. But at times I feel that he's carried away by other children's behavior, and the tantrum issues are always there for all kids, no matter how old they are. So this was a very good thing that I started doing. So instead of putting in direct instructions, example, tie your shoelaces, wala. I started telling him, your bag is open. You want to close it? Your chain is open. You want to close it? 1 minute de wala. Okay. So
secret.
that was one thing that helped me. And so then he started quoting these sentences, uh, because my and my husband's parenting style is a little different. He started putting these phrases as mama completes all my wishes. So that was one of my concerns, that he started demarcating the two parenting styles, and then he is more comfortable with me. So is that going to put him a little away from his father? That was one of my concerns, and he doesn't agree with all those things that I am pertaining to. So we are not on the same page right now. Actually, I feel we should both have attended this workshop. So he also agrees to what you guys have to tell. That's my experience about it.
Damage is already
Would you like a response?
His response.
Mine. Do you want any comments?
No, I don't get you. What are you saying?
Do you? So you've told us the story, right? Do you have a question?
No, I don't have any questions. I think this is a journey. I have just started on it, and there's a vast scope of improvement on it. It is not going to end. Every day we learn so much from our kids, and we learn and we improvise our own parenting styles. It's not going to stop till the last
Sure.
day. Yeah, so it's a journey.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, sure, please.
So from what you said, there's a question, and then there is a suggested behavior,
True.
right? Is it possible to leave it at a question or an observation?
Yeah, so most of the times it is that only. It's a question and I leave him to react. I don't suggest till he asks.
Okay. So no, I was just going by some of the things you mentioned. So your bag's open. Would you like to close it?
Yeah, yeah, true. So that was a open-ended question. Yeah,
Would you like to close it is the suggestive.
true, true.
What would be an alternative to keep
Hmm.
the conversation open and curious?
I could have just said, "Oh, your bag is open." That's it.
What else? Anybody?
Open bags might entertain.
Prashant, your voice is very feeble.
Sorry, I was saying open bags might entertain foreign objects to get inside the bag. So you might want
That's
to
also got a suggestion.
you might want to consider it.
Anybody else?
I see that your bag is open.
Correct. That's an observation, which is a great place to start. And then, so what you're also trying to do here is while you're curious, you're also trying to invite them into that curious space. So they play the discovery game. And how do we do that? How do you get them to think about it? So the observations, your bag's open, great. What else can we do? How do we keep the curiosity alive?
I could ask the question, what's the fun in keeping the bag open? I want to know.
Is there a suggestion in that?
We can say, what all things are there in your bag? I can see a book, and then I can just act as if I'm trying to explore things from his bag, and then
And yeah, good, great.
and then
That's
and
one
then
way of doing it.
and then he feels that, oh, my bag is open. People are going to see, or things might fall off. Then
That's a possibility. Yeah. So you're making an observation and you're playing a look and see game, right? I think somewhere in this whole conversation, we also want them to consider the consequences of a bag being open. Because that's what it eventually is, isn't it?
Hmm.
And how do we invite them to consider that?
Asking them questions.
I've already given you a hint. Yeah. Sorry, Prashant.
Your
Asking them
bag is
questions.
open, whether you wanted to put something else. I mean, like something he or she wants to put in, and maybe, you know,
Go on. I'm the
at
kid. You see my
just
bag
before
open.
leaving, maybe some tiffin or whatever, something they want to keep in at the last moment. Generally, they keep.
Really, you're living in your head. You know what I'm saying?
No, I didn't get you.
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't get you.
Okay. I said all those things that you're saying, you're living in your head, which means you've got all those ideas. You don't know whether that kid has all those ideas.
No, so we are just putting a question like the bag is open. So is there something you want to put in, or because it's open? So
Good.
you're
Now,
trying to
now,
explore.
now, don't get suggestive at all. You're almost there. You're almost there. We are so full of stuff, man. I'm telling you, and we're just trying to transfer it constantly with every question. Because we've already got an agenda in our head. That bag has to be closed.
So is it Vishwas then about reminding them the law of consequences, right? And
Go on, talk to me. I'm the kid.
yeah, I mean, I could ask what could be the consequences in your opinion?
Okay, now throw the word consequences out of that sentence,
Mm,
reframe it because consequences has a really scary sound to it.
What could happen?
Go on, finish that sentence, Prashant.
What could happen with the bag being open?
That's it.
Yeah.
Now you're getting that kid to think about it.
Yeah.
You're not saying close it.
Mm,
What's likely to happen? And they'll probably give you, things may fall out. Continue.
mm. And
I'm role playing.
and 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 I'll ask another joining question. And what else could happen?
I will lose stuff.
And how would that make you feel?
Careful. Slowly. Don't go there yet. I haven't lost it yet.
Yeah. So, but these are your in my understanding,
Careful. But these are important things.
for you.
Go on.
For you. But are these important things for you?
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So how do we act? Yeah, this is more instructional. I get it. I get it.
What could be a closing sentence here? So we've gone through the that discovery journey.
Yeah.
I just played out for you again the way you played it. I notice your bag's open.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's likely to happen if it stays open? Things may fall out. Is that okay? No. Closing question.
Okay, then you decide what you want to do.
Therefore,
Yeah, I mean, you can give him the choice, right? So you want to close the bag, you don't want to close. He knows
yeah,
it's
but how do
important.
you also bring that joy of choice into our language? You decide is I'm giving you permission to decide.
Do you want to close it?
Huh?
Do you want to close it?
The answer is already in that. Stay away from the answer.
Do you
Stay away
still
from
want
the
to
solution.
keep it
So
open?
what do you want to do with it?
Right. What would you like to do? Now, what would you like to do is in the context of the conversation we've already had, which is back being open. And at that point in time, I have the freedom to exercise choice or not. And if we can have these, I'm calling them clean conversations, right? So yes, I have a concern. It's a burning concern that his books will fall out. Then he goes to school, he's lost them. The teacher is going to scold him. He's going to feel bad. He's going to come back crying. Then I have to, oh man. The stories we create in our head in that flash is incredible. So I think where this started was really when Sonal was talking about the bag. Would you like to close it? When I say no, and that's where it really started. That you've got to really be careful about loading. It's called loading it with the answers. You load your statement with the answer. That the answer is hidden in that statement. Would you like to close it? I mean, if I was your son, I'd say no. Then what are you going to do? And just remember,
What are you up to?
this is going to happen. And it might not be about the bag and the books. It'll be about something else, right? Great. Okay. So Sonal, I was just looking at what you've written.
The next statement, point number 2, you are saying?
Yeah, I'm just reading it, okay?
Okay, okay, all right, all
Just
right.
remember, my intention is not to dissect it, but it's like there's so much in it, right? And you've taken the time to kind of put that there and say, okay, I have my quality world playing out constantly. And and then I mix it with my concerns and my fears and my anxieties in the future. Oh man, parenting can be so stressful, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Anybody else wants to bring anything up? I'm going to use only the last half an hour or so to share with you some thoughts.
Vishwas sir, I have just one question. Like this particular conversation, if the child is replying to you properly, it's okay. But if he's just trying to test your patience, what do you do? I mean, if,
Shri, what makes you think he's testing your patience?
because I'll tell you now, if I tell him, can you, Vivan, do you know what happens if you don't wash your hand or something like that? If I say that to him, he says, it's okay, I will get ill, no problem. That's what he says, and he goes away.
Okay. Okay.
And then he eats with that dirty hand.
That,
It is quite challenging to not scold him at that particular time.
okay. So that's a good one. That's an interesting one. Okay. So let's see. I mean, what do we do in rebellious situations?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a disclaimer to make. I'm not qualified at anything except existence.
Yeah.
And I've lived a certain number of years. My children have grown up. And most of my life has been spent in the vicinity of children, initially not mine, and then mine. And so for example, when Anushri says something like that, I'm kind of excited about, wow, that'll be, such an opportunity for parenting. So my disclaimer is I'm not a parenting coach. I'm not a coach. I'm a nobody. I just happen to be a guy who's done some things in a specific field for a certain period of time. And I think at some point in time, we began to build a certain mastery over it. So if I make the mistake of suggesting solutions, please do not accept them. If they work for you, great. If they don't, challenge them, throw them out of your window. Is that clear?
Yeah. So what you're
Okay.
saying is
So-
you're not teaching, you're sharing, right? Your experiences, which is great. point.
Sorry, Prashant. All I can hear is a grumbling.
I don't know why. So what you're saying is you're not teaching, right? You're sharing your experiences.
That's it, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So, Anushri, do you want to play your son?
Perfect. I can do that very well.
Very good. Okay, what's the scenario? You've gone out, you've
back
gone and
from-
played, back from school.
Back from school, and I want him to wash his hands.
Wait. We won't go there yet. I know, but I'm going to play that. Yeah?
Okay.
What's his name?
Vivan.
Vivan. Vivan, how was school?
चांगली होती, okay.
भूक लागली आहे का?
नाही, मला खायचंच नाही.
Very good. Okay. What's your plan for the next hour?
मी आता फक्त ड्रॉइंग काढणार आहे आणि ते पण सगळे कपडे काढून.
Very good. मग एक काम कर, त्या खोलीत जाऊन जे काही करायचंय तो गोंधळ घाल. Oh, sorry. Is Marathi?
Oh no, I can translate it in English.
Yeah, I was just wondering if there were people who.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi, difficult for us to understand. Thank you.
Great.
Sorry.
So we will translate. We will,
Yeah.
we will do this in English.
Okay.
Yes. So what's your plan for the next hour?
So I'm just going to be playing around, or I don't know, probably just writing everywhere on the wall, or sitting without my clothes,
Mhm.
or I'll just be hanging in here somewhere doing something.
Okay. Right. Now I'm anxious, right? Slow it down. And in some ways, you've got to remember, kids, they're testing their boundaries. Their intention is not to irritate you. Or what was it you said?
He's testing my
Justification.
patience all the time, Vishwas sir. Even when my is here, he's going and pulling his legs, then he's going and pulling his hair, then purposely he'll go trouble him. That is what he's doing all the time. I just don't know how to deal with that boy.
Right.
I
Now,
sent him with his father. He was troubling me so much.
okay. Can I just say that his intention is not to test your boundary. He's pushing his boundaries. He's testing his boundaries.
I don't understand.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm interrupting in this conversation.
Okay.
Do you think this child is trying to seek attention in this mode?
But I've
Yeah,
given him a lot of
possible.
attention. I mean, I have been with them. My younger one has been with the maid like forever. I don't know. I've tried my level best to shower him with all the attention. And probably the attention, I think, now is causing a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, so you're feeding the need for attention. Now giving attention, paying attention, and feeding attention, I think, are different things.
Okay.
Okay, let me try. Wanting attention is a mind frame, is a mindset.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go into that place where I say that, was there a time when he didn't get attention? But I'm not going there. Okay? Some of us are born with the need for it. I'm just going to blame it on genetics because I don't understand it. Okay? Great. Now, let's make an assumption. My son wants attention and he gets it. Question is, how is he getting it? What is he doing to get attention? Do you know that, I think I mentioned this and I'm just going to say it again, that one way of looking at the first cry when a baby is born, it begins there. That need, hunger, is trying to fulfill hunger. Now I'm just, at that point in time, it may be physical hunger, right? But hunger is of many kinds. And if crying is what the child discovers, that each time it cries, it gets fed, then that continues. And then it translates into other places where I want attention. I'm not hungry, but I want attention. Now, I don't think that kid really knows what that means. Okay? And that attention, so here's how it translates. First, it begins with wanting something and getting it or not getting it. If he's not getting it, he's going to do more dangerous things to get it. Once that connection is established, that each time he wants attention and I give him what he wants, I'm not giving him attention, I'm giving him what he wants. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
I kind of cut a few lines in between. I can make the connection if you want.
Yes, please.
He wants something. He wants a color pencil, pen, a kite, whatever. Now, and you say, and you give him a whole load of adult theory about why it's not the right time. Right?
But
What
there are few things that he should do, right? Like simple things like washing. I'm not saying that he should come and sit and have his lunch or not color, not paint. But there are few things he has to do before he starts this. When he once
Why? Is this about you or is this about him?
it's for him. It's for him.
Ah, I know it's for him, but who is it about? It's a good thing. It must be done. Germs, blah, blah, blah. You've got your own justification. And your justification wants attention too. Hi, Anna.
Vishwasa, is it not our responsibility to teach them the right things? I mean, like, they don't know. I
Madam,
mean,
आप कोई भी right चीज बताइए, I will give you the opposite. Tell me what is right. Do you want to talk about washing hands?
yeah, I mean, it could be anything. I mean,
No. एक चीज लीजिए ना. Anything that you so believe in, that you will. Anushri, what you got to understand is this washing of hands is preventing you from seeing something incredible about your child. That's where I'm taking this conversation. What's it about washing hands that gets you so rattled? Him throwing his clothes away, writing on the walls.
washing his hands is just an example. It's about simple instructions. Like if his brother is playing and he's playing on his own, and both of them are like separately playing, this one will come and he will trouble him. So I tell him, why are you really doing this?
These are all manifestations of attention seeking.
But he gets enough attention. I don't know how much more attention to give him. I take him to all his classes. I sit through all his classes almost.
See, this is what I'm saying. Giving attention and giving him what he wants are two different things.
But how would I know that what he wants? I mean, how am I going to come to that?
Amma kaun hai? Ai kaun hai, Techi?
Me. Okay.
Look, this is a long topic, but
I know. I don't know what to do.
I'm asking you to be able to differentiate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And by feeding him what he wants, when he says, I'm going to write on the wall, okay, go write on the wall. You know, houses can be painted, right?
Yeah. I'm
Good.
okay with all
Now,
of that. Fine.
Here's the thing. It's not different from the school bag being open. How do I get into a conversation about whatever behavior it might be with my child? How do I do that? I think that's the thing, because I'm so full of anxiety and I'm so full of stuff that I don't want to see happen and full of stuff that I want to see happen. I'm a mess.
Just
We're
can you
all
fill in
messes.
those blanks?
Sorry?
Could you fill in the blanks between wanting and that attention which you were saying, please?
Okay. Give me an example of what your son, right, does, and you think it's seeking attention.
So the moment I'm on the phone or I'm doing something, that's when he'll keep calling, mama, 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 mama. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. So it just goes on at that moment.
Okay.
That is seeking attention, which I understand it. But like what you're saying, he wants something, you give the want, but what is behind that attention?
So you're on the phone, and he says, I want this, and you give it. I want that. You give it. And you're trying to stay on the phone.
And actually these days I'm telling you, go take it. you're big enough to go take it from the kitchen or whatever it is that he wants. It's
Decides
food
whether he's big
usually.
enough?
Sorry.
Who's going to decide whether he's big enough?
He has to decide it, but I'm telling him that he's big enough.
Great. So how will you move this conversation to discovery?
So how will I move it to discovery? I'm thinking.
I want biscuits. I want biscuits. I want biscuits. I want biscuits. You can't think. You're not allowed to think.
Okay.
I want biscuits.
It's in the cupboard. Go take it.
Go to inquiry. Go to curiosity. Go to discovery. You've given me the answer.
Which
Give me
biscuit?
a solution.
Which biscuits do you want? Which
What's the
ones?
question? What's the question even before that?
But the thing is, it's not the biscuit. It's my undivided attention. Is that what he's craving? Or okay, so he's busy doing something else. So he wants me to get it for him so that his fun is not interrupted.
Right. Now,
Is what I'm thinking.
there's a whole approach that talks about boundaries. Okay. Now, here's what I think. Those boundaries can be built. But the way we build them is critical. The boundaries cannot have 4 sides. Okay, let me put it this. I think the boundary, I'm just getting metaphorical in this, okay, because I don't know of any other way. So here's the thing. The moment you build a boundary that has 4 sides and you close them, then there's a problem. There's no escape. There's no alternative possibility. So imagine a boundary with 3 sides. Okay, now what's the boundary in that biscuit case? Can I try?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
you be him.
So you're on the phone.
Yeah.
Ma, I want biscuit.
Okay.
Ma,
Can you
ma,
hold-
ma.
Can you hold on?
Ma, please, ma, give me na, ma. I'm doing this.
Look, can you just hold on for a minute? Or can I call you back?
Okay, so
Yes,
I continue.
You were saying
Yeah.
something.
Can I have the biscuit?
Would you like to have a biscuit? Do you know where they are? Can you get them?
I can, but I want you to get them.
Can you get them?
I can, but I'm
Do
doing
you want a
this game,
biscuit or
mama.
do you want me?
Both.
Okay. So let's go. I'm going to be there. And you know where the biscuits are?
Okay.
Come on, fight. Sirisha, you can't give up like this.
I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't put up a fight, so I'm not able to get into his head there.
You see, that's the whole point. I think somewhere in this whole, so this is the 4th side that we're slinking out of. What is the boundary? Now here's what I would take it to. Have you got your biscuit?
Yeah. Yes,
Did you
mom.
get my time?
Yes.
Can I make a request?
Okay.
Great. There will be times when I can't put the phone down.
Okay.
So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to practice it. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm on a fake call. Go on. What did you do just now?
Ma biscuit, ma biscuit.
All right. Now, if I can't get on the phone, what will you do?
I won't disturb you.
Well, you're not disturbing me, but what can you do? What is it you want?
I'll go take it. I'll go take the biscuit. But I think you'll scold me after that. You will tell me why did I eat the biscuit.
Okay, so let's find out at that point in time.
No, but I know you will scold me.
Okay. Do you still want a biscuit or no?
I want.
So go take it. I'm still on the phone.
But you'll scold me now.
Well, let's try. Let's find out whether.
Then you'll say it's lunchtime.
Are you
then
afraid
you'll say
of
it's
scolding?
junk.
Do you want a biscuit?
I want.
Good. What are you gonna do?
I'm taking your permission now.
So go ahead and take permission. How does one take permission?
Ask.
Go ahead and ask.
Mom, can I take a biscuit?
Yes, with great joy. Do you know where it is?
Yes, I know where it is.
Can you take it by yourself?
Yes, I can take it by myself.
Go ahead.
Then you won't scold me?
If I've told you you can have a biscuit, why would I scold you?
I don't know. I'm afraid.
Good. So let's find out. Okay. But you see how you were able to get your biscuit and I was able to get my phone? Brilliant. Get lost. Look, some of you might be saying, yeah, but there are calls I can't get off. I think it's a call we have to make at that moment. Because there's something called a teachable moment. And it's like an opportunity, it's a window. It's like a wormhole. I mean, you can go through, you can go to another universe in a relationship. But I think what we tend to do is to let that complaining, victimized parent take charge of our thinking. They just want attention. And some kids need more attention than others, that's all. And I think the alternate, the flip side of attention is responsibility. And seriously, nobody knows how to do that. And my question to you first is, have you been responsible? Are you responsible about your own life? And if you've messed up, why is it not okay for your child to mess up? So he comes into the house, doesn't want to wash his hands. Okay, great. How will you create that three-sided boundary, Anushri? What is it you want to do? Throw my clothes off, paint on the wall. Oh, great. Okay, when you're done that, let me know. This is what I remember, and I've got to give credit to my wife. I didn't learn about parenting for years, man. And I wasn't a very, I think I was on the flip side. I wasn't a demanding father at all. Anything was okay. Because my kids grew up on a campsite. Just wash hands and wash this and wash that. There were very few boundaries in that sense. And so here's what we did. One of the things that she did, not me. there was a defined wall that they could paint on, write on, do whatever they wanted. It was theirs. And what you really do, look, at some level, you got to remember this is energy. This is energy rechannelized.
No, but Vishwas sir, what if that wall has been assigned and they wanted to paint somewhere else? What did you do then?
Oh, then you have that conversation.
Okay.
Here's the alternative. Look, you know what? You got to remember that when you have children, sometimes we've got to remember that it has to stay a children's home.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait. Tham zara. And I think what we try and do, there are times when somebody's going to come home and we say, oh, it has to be spick and span, blah, blah, blah. Look, any home that is spick and span with children in it, you know what? I've got question marks in my head. So our disclaimer was, this is a children's home. Just look where you're walking. Okay, so here's the alternative. You get those brown paper sheets, and they might do it once and they might do it twice. But if, like you said, they want to paint on every wall that does not have a brown sheet on it, then it's time for a long conversation.
Okay.
And that's when you build those 3 walls and you say, okay, so what is it you want to do? I want to paint everywhere. Can we talk about it? Yeah. What would define everywhere for me? And remember, this kid's trying to run out of those boundaries, right? The
Yeah.
more you put, the more it kind of, it's like a jail. And you got to have that one open, and you create the possibility of being able to differentiate in that conversation. Do they want to paint every wall?
No, they don't want.
Right.
Yes, that exactly, Vishwas sir, that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. Why does he want to rebel in everything? I mean,
Oh
see,
my
I
God, you have no idea how thankful you're going to be. At some point in time, that kid's life, this rebellious kid is going to be a remarkably creative, innovative, wild kid, following his own heart and head rather than being born in somebody else's. At that point in time, you say, oh, thank God I suffered you when you were a kid.
okay.
I say that to my elder one. He was like this. And he's doing remarkable work. Stuff people don't think about are buzzing in his head. I still don't understand.
This is going to make me really happy for the next few days, I think.
I'm telling you, in the world we're living in, a rebellious kid is a boon. The only thing you've got to remember is this is not about you. He's not doing it to make a mess of your life. He's not doing it with the intention of getting you angry and upset. And you know what? There's an age when they all want attention. And please tell me why that's wrong. Do you
That's
not want attention?
that the way I'm giving it probably is wrong. So that I will have to figure out.
Don't call it wrong. You just have to change the way you're.
Yeah, the change the way, correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't we all want attention? We all want to. The word I'm going to use is belong. We all want to belong. your kid's doing all the stuff he's doing or she's doing because they want to belong. They're longing to be somebody, something, all that, and it comes from how they feel. Have you try this? Try and smother your kids with so much attention that they say, Mama, go away. You know, there's going to be an age when they say, please go away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you want to be thankful for today?
I am, but sometimes it gets very overwhelming, Vishwas.
I know.
I just don't
Breathe.
know how.
Just breathe. At that point in time, you just got to remember this, that there's going to be a day when they are not going to want you. And you say, oh, I wish, you know. So they're going to go away. Do whatever you can today, man.
Thank you.
So, anything else before we jump into some mantras? Since I'm going to give you a dozen mantras. Yes, Che.
In the conversation a while ago, there was this thought about giving what they want or giving attention. And I think sometimes we think giving them what they want is giving attention, right? And I thought that was an interesting distinction. I don't know if you could elaborate.
I think it goes to the same place. I think it's asking them, what do you want? Me or that? They're not able to distinguish, please. We are not able, as adults, we don't know the difference between wanting people and wanting what people bring. So why are we expecting it from our children? They don't know, man. They're just doing whatever it is that aids their survival. Now, what's wrong with that? Try it. I mean, experiment with it. Just remember, I think if there's one message I want to give you, it's this. Don't hold your children responsible for your misery. They're doing what they were born to do.
Yeah.
And we've got to rise to the occasion.
The problem with human beings is, Vishwas, is it okay, voice?
Yeah,
No?
yeah, it's better.
I think in my limited understanding, the problem with human beings is this is infinite and immeasurable, right? This, right? Everybody wants to, everybody, be it kids, regardless age, regardless the type. I think the world is there to experience, and if we put in a lot of restrictions, that's where the problems actually come. So
Yeah, we are. It's in our DNA. Curiosity, discovery, exploration, writing on all the walls at home. It's all part of the same game. We're designed for curiosity. And parenting invariably is like jail. Yeah. Don't do this, do that. That is good for you, that is not good for you.
reminds me of one slide from previous session that control is out of the question. Basically, you can only support. That's it.
Yep. Okay. So if there's nothing else, I'd like to share with you.
Amrita's got
yeah.
something.
Sorry.
Amrita's
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So, okay. So what I want to say is that I live in a joint family. I live with my in-laws, and whatever exposure I'm getting, or I'm reflecting on my own parenting style, maybe. But there are things that are out of my control when it comes to parenting, because the kid is going to be with so many other people and so many other environments where I can't go and shield, or I can't go and be with them. So in what about such situations wherein they are going to be so as far as I see, everybody is holding this template of perfection, and there's going to be comparison with that template, and then there is going to be a feedback which is at times very harsh and critical also. So then what?
Oh boy.
तो लोग कहेंगे.
The answer is very simple as far as I'm concerned. No matter, okay, let's just, right now you're so close to it, your eyes almost filling up, right? Amrita? Yeah. I'm saying if we're so close to it, it's hard for us to see anything. And in this frame of feeling and thinking, solutioning not possible. Okay? And this is that dense forest where I feel caged in. And it's like, oh man, my whole existence is being suffocated. And 99% of the times, when people are in that kind of situation, I find they go to that place that I want you to be really, really, really aware of. It's called guilt and shame. Guilt, shame, anger. I don't know if I mentioned this to you. I do some of the senior leadership stuff, right? And very often the conversations are in the context of a workplace, and they're very comfortable, right? Talking about the workplace. One day she calls me and she's in tears. And she says, I said, why are you crying? Did something happen? She said, I have never felt so guilty before. I said, okay, what are you feeling guilty about? That I'm not able to give the time my son needs. I said, where did you get that idea? And this is how she was measuring it, okay? And this is where it starts. The way she was measuring it is, he's what, 12 years old? No, 8, sorry, 8. And she said, I said, how are you measuring it? She said, I see it. I said, please describe to me what you see. And she said, he steals, he eats stuff that we don't allow. So she's a Jain. And he eats all this stuff. I said, okay, so what does he steal? He steals money. Now, please allow your judgmental self to go to that place where there's an 8-year-old you discover in your home, your own son who's stealing. Yeah, Anushri, I can see that. Right? He takes money and he goes down and he goes to that bhelwala and he eats everything that Jains are not supposed to eat, that we've trained him not to eat. I said, how do you know this? The watchman saw him. What else does he eat? Oh, sometimes he eats that, sometimes he steals money and eats ice cream. Tell me more. So here I am trying to get all that stuff out of her, and the list was long. So I said, okay, so, and how are you reading this? How are you reading? What meaning are you giving to this behavior? And the way she described it was that he's being spoiled. Spoiled by whom? What? Everything that we want him to be, he is doing exactly the opposite. So I laughed. And she said, how dare you laugh? I'm crying here, and why are you laughing? I said, do you see what's... Now here I am, not the parent. Just as I'm telling you the story, you're not the parent. Please talk to me. What would you say to me? Of course, hidden in that whole thing was her in-laws staying with them, giving him money, giving him a phone, giving him everything that he asked for. And then, of course, blaming her for being an absent parent. And their justification for doing all that was, you're not at home, we're at home. We don't know how to deal with this, so we give him whatever he wants. Now, you have no advice for me?
As parents, I think we also need to respect that a child would have a different taste bud, you know, not necessarily if we are non-vegetarians and the child has
So
to
shall
eat.
I allow it?
Yes, I think why not?
Religious Jain family, remember?
I mean, well, sorry, I don't believe in this kind of boundaries.
Careful, Manjeet. You may not, but now you're talking to me, a parent who's got these boundaries.
But imagine, you know, how can you stop a child from eating what a child likes, you know? Everybody has their own palates. So we need to respect that.
So here's my...
Even like an ice cream, you know, if a child wants, it means the parent is depriving the child or not even seeing to it whether the fridge is stacked with ice creams. Children at this age do like to have ice creams. And after some time, I'll tell you one thing. There was a time when my daughter was growing up and she wanted to have this very simple thing called batashas. I'm not talking about the sar batasha. There's something called in Punjab, which is a sweet thing. So what I did was every time she would ask me for the batasha, so I got a big box, filled it up, and kept it right in the center on the dining table. I said, whenever you need it, you can go and eat it. And that was the end of, you know, her liking or her desires for batashas, you know. So I think once when if I had as a parent told her, don't eat, it's sweet. So probably, you know.
What's the issue here? In your opinion?
See, it's a very simple thing. He's taking money, so the mother's worried about that also. At times, you know, if the mother would only go down with him, buy him, if she doesn't want to give the money in his hand, then probably take him down because he likes an ice cream or even a bhel puri. Now here, if the mother feels she's a Jain and she doesn't want him to have the onions in the bhel puri, she can just tell the person making the bhel puri to make the bhel puri minus the onions. And it's equally delicious, you know, the child would feel happy. And at the same time, why have so many do's and don'ts, you know, for simple things? I have a grown-up daughter. No, let me just complete. Yeah, hi, let me complete.
Challenging my entire existence.
I'm sorry. Yes, I have a very different way of life.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm saying that you're... How are you going to help me?
Well, I would, if I were in your place, I would have told the mother just to go down with the child and buy, you know.
Right. And you're offering a solution. And I'm saying that that may not be a solution. Okay. So let me conceptually just move it a little further. Here's what I'd like to say. We're so close to that situation emotionally and intellectually and socially that we can't find solutions for ourselves. And somebody else's solution is not going to help because it might, in the like we discovered right now, challenge my entire existence and my values and beliefs and everything. I don't know if I'm ready to move from that. So I'm just going to describe a 30,000 foot view, Amrita, in the context of the scenario you mentioned. And I'm so, you know, you're on ground and you know what you see, right? Have you been in a plane? Have you looked down? Does it look the same? No. But you know that you could be able to, I mean, if you were hovering at 30,000 feet, you might be able to actually even zone into your home, your, all that, right? Good. And sometimes I think conceptually, we need to begin to take a 30,000 foot view of all the struggles we have. And that 30,000 foot view is essentially saying this, that that I live. So I'm just going to restate, Amrita, if you don't mind. I live in a joint family. My child lives in this home. He's going to be influenced by everybody in the home. That is a given. That is inevitable. Right? The only difference that it's going to make is how much am I going to fight this? Because who you are to your child, your internal state, is far more important than whether that kid does or doesn't do something. And my whole point here is this: you can have children grow up in an environment with very strict values, and when they have a choice, when they grow up, what do? And you can have children grow up with flexibility, openness, conversation, dialogue at every stage. And then what do they do with their lives? Not very different. And just, have you come across Khalil Gibran and his little piece on parenting? Your children are not your children.
Yes, it's a beautiful piece.
Right. And I think we forget that. And what we are trying to do is, the archer has let the arrow go, and we are trying to catch the arrow in mid-flight and move it in this direction and that direction, and each, because our targets are changing constantly. And we're trying to control that arrow in flight. That's the metaphor for me. And one is to know it's not possible. The only thing that's really going to change anything now is how you present yourself to your children today. And we are all work in progress. But if I can't grow with my children, then I think both of us have lost something. And of course, there are moments when the pain is inevitable, and moments when the joys are inevitable. But what message am I giving my children? Huge difference. Now, my son, younger one, went away to Canada. And it's taken me a week to recover from that emotional state. And of course, there's video calls and all that stuff. And I'm trying to, I've been trying to articulate what's the gap in me? What is it I believe I have lost? Have I lost it? And here's the beauty of it, that in my emotional state, that punk offers me emotional support. You know, that whole thing about Baba, it's okay, blah, 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 that stuff. And I say, where the hell did he get that from? And somewhere in my heart, I'm saying, I must have done something right for him to recognize my emotional state and offer me the support that he thinks I need. But you know what? I didn't know this till he left. And you're not going to know a damn thing about your child till they leave and begin to look after themselves. So, this perfection, let it go. We've got only a certain amount of time, and I do want to share a dozen mantras.
Vishwas, I had a question.
Unless you don't want them, I mean, I don't care. I'm calling it a first aid kit. You remember I talked to you about shoelaces and what my father said? He said, look, you brought them up in an environment like that, they're going to fall. What will you do? You can't stop them from falling. So be there, carry your first aid kit. And I've created a first aid kit for you. Yes, Jay.
You were talking about those two situations, right? One is where a child is brought up in a place where there are strict rules and all of that, and another situation where there's flexibility, conversation, and all. And in the end, there's not much difference to what they'll end up doing. They'll end up doing what they do, right?
Yeah.
But do you think there's in those two situations, there's a difference in the relationship that we have with our children?
Yeah. I mean, that's the crucial thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not who they become. It's who are you with them? Oh God, I'm watching, I watch these Marathi serials, and there's one particular serial where it's one of those, the man of the house, whatever he says goes, right? It's horrendous. It's horrible. And please watch it and suffer if you want. Oh my, and I'm saying, what? One part of me says, this is horrendous. Another part of me is saying, damn, I hope every kid that watches this is rebelling, because that's how, I mean, what lessons are parents learning from that character in that serial? I mean, my way or the highway, but what kind of way do you have? You've got no bloody sense. I get very angry. Sorry, let it go. Okay. Oh, man. Che,
Yes.
keep doing what you do, man. There's a need for it. These serials are just, oh, God. Okay. Can I move on? I'm sure there are people who want to run away at 12:30 or 1 o'clock, sorry. So here's my first aid kit. And I'm just going to play it. So if you have a question, feel free to ask. Can you see it? Okay.
Discovery.
So there are two pieces in this. One is the reflection piece, the other is the action piece. Okay. So this italicized stuff is what people said through the different stuff that I do with people. And my God, I never thought about this. I have enough people pointing fingers at me. I need one finger which isn't pointed at me and judging me, but is lifting me up. So this is what people have said. Can we approach our children with this spirit that I didn't bring that kid into this world for me to make him something, him or her, something that I want, but for them to do something for me? Can I change? Like Manjeet said, can I give onions and tomatoes or whatever it is, potatoes or whatever, and get it over and done with and see what happens? Think about how tough we are with our own children.
And with ourselves as well sometimes.
Yeah. And I'm saying, can we find that place of kindness for them? And even for ourselves to be able to accept who they are? Or are we going to fight the world and fight society and fight, man, how much? If you are angry, they will get angry. If you are anxious, they will be anxious. If you, whatever it is you're feeling, they're going to reflect. And that what happens eventually is really what's going to happen to your kid in life, right? Eventually, when he's 20 something, they're going to find their genetic code is going to drive them to whatever it is they're going to go to. I love this cartoon. Happens so often with my sons and technology.
Ushas, I have something to say here because I think this is a lot of people are struggling with this, yeah. And my nephew, so I have a 5-year-old nephew, and he likes to watch all this a lot of violent stuff, right, on YouTube and all that. And nobody wants him to watch that. And of course, like what I do also, I started doing because I'm like, oh my God, what are these kids watching nowadays? So the only way like it started to move from there is I decided to go sit with him and watch it. And I used to like without any judgment, not trying to tell him to okay, how it's bad for him and all of that. Yeah, I actually sat there and we used to watch it together. And I asked him, "Acha, इसमें क्या होता है? उसके बाद क्या करते हैं वो लोग?" And he starts telling me about those guys and their characters and all of that. And then slowly, at some point, he stopped watching it. Now he's found other stuff he likes, which is less violent. And I think it's just that to accept that it's okay if he wants to watch that, it's okay. I'm gonna. And this is what I think is that giving attention like I'm not saying ki, Acha, you watch whatever, but if I accept it and I'm there with him and actually being engaged with him, I think that is what helped him.
That's what they want. It's not, it's not hover around me, because now, that whole term helicopter parenting, right?
And it was just like I think accepting ki, okay, he's gonna watch that, let me also watch it with him and see what happens. And I don't know, I think because I know a lot of parents who talk to me about this, about how to get their children to not watch all that, because we all know what it does.
Yeah. If you set your agenda, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
play their agenda. See what happens to you. That's more important. How else will you discover anything, right? So there's this concept called the ladder of inference, where you climb the ladder. We haven't done it, but that's okay. Here's an example of how we climb the ladder. What's the data? He's come back from school. What's the data I'm giving meaning to? His hands are dirty. What's my interpretation? What meaning do I give? If his hands are dirty, they will have germs. If there are germs and they go into his system, he will fall ill. If he falls ill, I will be unhappy. If he's falling ill, I'm going to be unhappy. And this happens in a flash, huh? You can't carry your agenda and stay calm. Sorry. So Sonal, as you go through your practice with the discovery method, you will soon discover what happens to you when you hear a no, and be willing to accept that. I mean, be ready for it and say, hey, here's the culprit. In that conversation, every conversation, anxious conversation we go through, we think something is going to change. Can you start saying this about your children? Parenting is like orchestras. Each one's playing a different instrument.
I think it's communication, isn't it, in general?
And then at the end of it, we wonder if it's noise and cacophony or music. And I think the whole point is how do we play in unison? But by and large, this is what happens.
Yeah. This is interesting, because what do we mean with this? Everybody's story has a hero. What is the hero of their story?
Let's take Anushri's case. What's the hero of her son's story? Is it attention?
Sounded like with
Is
Anushri.
it energy? Is it action? Is it hands-on stuff? Is it really I want to bother my mother? What's the hero?
I felt he just freedom, just being free.
Could be, that's it. You see, every story has a hero, right?
Mhm.
In Sonu's situation, what's the hero of your story, Sonu?
Independence to take one's own decisions.
Find it, address it, create opportunity.
So, what is the contextual definition here of a hero? Any attribute or person? Or...
The hero is an idea. So independence, as Sonal said, could be attention. The source of, I mean, there are external manifestations. Drawing on the wall, painting on the wall, not washing hands, whatever that might be that, gets to us. What's the purpose? Where is it coming from?
Wanting to have fun also, like just fun.
Could be. So find it. And we can't find it unless we ask, unless we have that conversation. So it all comes back to that curious conversation. Don't forget, that's what this is about, right? Curiosity in a parental role.
Should we say curiosity without a motive, or?
Yeah. Leave the agenda outside, remember? If you're driving your agenda, you're not curious, you're just manipulative. Sirisha, that's your answer.
Thank you.
I like the way it's been, the word generous. We're so stingy with our attention that we say, "Arey, bahut attention diya to attention seeking hoga." Then they will constantly want it. Try and give them, really give them your attention. Maybe you're not giving them attention. You're just hanging around them, but not giving them attention. You ask me, what's the difference? So let's just say that some kids tied their shoelaces, right? One way to do it is to say, "Oh, well done, good job." you tied your shoelaces, right? Another is to say, that's the best butterfly knot I have seen in a while. Is there a difference? The amount of injustice we do our children is not funny. As parents, we become no machines. Everything is no, or it has to be done the way I want it, not the way they want it. I saw this very interesting parental thing once. Cup of tea, Parle biscuits, packet open, the parent sitting there, the kid takes the biscuit, dips it. What do you think happens?
Skin drops.
Okay? There's laughter from the kid. And then anxiety, suddenly switch to anxiety. Looks at the parent. Parent just sits there watching it. So the kid takes another biscuit, puts it in, looks at the parent. It's melted, it drops in. The whole packet went into that damn chai. And you know what the parent did?
No.
Probably gave a spoon.
The parent just brought a spoon and gave it to that kid and sat there. And for me, it was like, what really happened? And what message is the parent taking away? What message is the child taking away? And at how many places could it have gone differently? And somewhere, you know, in this whole game, what I loved watching or sensing was the calm of the parent. Just calm. And almost even joyful, because as parents, we know the story, right? I asked you what happens, it melts. Yeah. We know the answers. We know what's going to happen. And if every biscuit that the kid put in, there could have been an alternate future. Anyway. I think what I'm saying is more pats on the back. That's what somebody said. That's what said. I wish the possibility. Don't go rushing in trying to redirect the flow of the river. Don't build a dam. It's going to build pressure. When you cannot build a dam, something very different happens to the flow. Yeah. We're done. I hope you have wonderful experiments with your children. You're in a live lab. So play with it. You'll never get it right. That's the beauty of it. And when you do, you won't know why. Anything By the way, this was our last session, right? Anything you want to say or ask?
Just one request, right? I think we touched upon it, Chetanji, last time as well. I was thinking these reminders, right? These slides are very helpful, and as the intentionality is to practice, practice, practice. I think we need to let our senses cross over to them as many times as we can. So I was wondering, could we have a poster size, like 4 poster size? Printout basically of these slides one after the other, and we could put it at places in our houses where we kind of keep bouncing to them every now and
Arey,
then.
sir, आप तो लंदन में हो. How do we get it across to you?
I'll arrange, sir.
Okay.
No, we can just send a digital file to everyone and they can print it to whatever sizes they want, basically. So I think, so Prashant was in office the other day, so we were chatting quite a bit and he was like, I want to wake up and look at this the first thing every day.
No, no, please,
I know,
Che, please do that. That, you know, it is not for the other side, it is for our side, this side
Yeah.
to remember, rather than what the other side, to be honest with you.
So PDF is not good enough. You want a poster, right? Did I get that right?
No. So PDF is good, but you know, some of those digital ones, if we can get in a design format, we can get it printed at our end. That helps.
So I'll design something that has all the ideas that we've spoken of into one big image, which you can print to any size later.
Yeah, that would be really helpful. Thanks, Jay.
Vishwas, I was just wondering the assignment questions that came, and especially the last one, which was about the ideas. So this is not a one-time process. Like as you start reflecting, things will keep coming. Suddenly something will come. So I was just wondering, is there going to be some door open to you for us? So that there is some kind of
Permanently. Permanently.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. You have my number, you have my email address. Feel free.
So yeah, so I just wanted to know what would be the appropriate way to reach out to you. I mean, I don't like it should not be like okay, anywhere, you know. So
what works for you?
Sorry.
What works for you?
For me, email works, WhatsApp works, phone works, whatever works for you.
So, so Vishwas, let me ask another question. As you rightly pointed out, you know, the value lies in practicing, and unfortunately, we as parents are much more forgetful than the children, though we claim it's the other way around. So, how about after giving some gap, some follow-up workshop, maybe, you know, not like a full-fledged 4 session, might be a little less, but you know, unless we do that and we see that some of these things work, some of these things might not work, because everything is, you know, childs are different, parenting styles are different. So you know, just think, this is probably a thought, and Jay might wanted to think over it.
Rajiv, I hear you. My answer is no problem. But the energy must come from you, which essentially means that just make an assumption that this is one WhatsApp group right now. You guys decide and check if and just check with Che or me and say, does this day and time work? And if it works, it works. That's it. Finished.
Yeah, I'm open of taking the initiative, so I'm fine with that.
Yep, I'm with you.
Okay, yeah, because at least I have seen in my experience that unless you do at least little follow-up and or rather couple of follow-ups, it does not convert actually into a meaningful habit.
Yep, you're right. And funny how you offer something free, people won't come, right?
The reason is we don't value anything free.
I'm just taking an observation. I'm not saying good, right, bad, right, wrong.
That's human nature. That's
So
human
you've
nature.
been charged for this course, you turned up. Here's the fun part. Rajiv, what you're suggesting, no charge.
I'm fine, that is something let people think, reflect, and all that.
Really curious to know if
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, point I'm making is, please, anything that aids your
Yeah.
practice.
Anyway, I'm coming, as I said earlier, I'm coming to Pune, so I'm going to barge into, rather, bug you a little bit. So
You're welcome. You are welcome, sir. So I'm accessible, I'm available, my heart's in it. But, by and large, I try and stay away from being an answering machine. So I do not have solutions to your problems. I only have questions. And you just create the possibility from those questions as we have that conversation. So
sure.
Also,
Thank you.
what we do with the other courses, in Vishwas's other courses, is that the WhatsApp group always stays alive, and people keep coming back and sharing. And I think as a community, we start helping each other out. Vishwas is almost like he only comes in sometimes when things go haywire. Other than that, it's all of us just talking to each other and asking questions. And I think that is a great way to continue this as well. We will do
Sure.
follow-up sessions if everyone brings the energy. I think that will be great as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Jay. I'm sorry, but I need to log off as I need to check out of this hotel room. So kind of you. Thank you.
I wish you lots of luck and joy with your children.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vishwas.
Last question, if you may. What
Yeah, you didn't tear up today. What the hell, man?
I don't know. What are the other courses you touched upon with Vishwas-ji, sir?
So Vishwas runs a course in experiential leadership. It's called DEEP. It's called a Diploma in Experiential Education and Practice. We were during COVID, we ran it online for 2 months, 2 years, right? Or 2 sessions we did online. We ran 2 batches online. Now it's back in person. So the in-person DEEP class is 1 weekend a month, and it goes on for 9 months. 10 months, sorry. So it's basically one Saturday, Sunday, every first Saturday, Sunday of the month, we meet in person, and it's much more in depth. Like whatever ideas and concepts that we've discussed through this course, those are picked from there and put in a form which caters to children and parents. But a lot of it has to do with leadership. A lot of it is about communication. A lot of it is about designing an experience through which people can learn. So that's my understanding of experiential ed, is that instead of teaching people by giving them that, hey, this is what it is, we design an experience through which they learn by themselves. And that's where a lot of this stuff comes out from, about not giving out an answer, about asking questions so that they learn rather than us teaching them.
And if you're in Pune, you're welcome to drop in to just find out what the mood and conversation is like any of these weekends.
If we are in Pune, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, is there a possibility to kind of catch in online as well? I don't know.
Not in the current format,
I'll leave that with you, sir.
but I don't know. It's always, it's like, if there are people, I will do stuff. That's the spirit with which I've done all these courses. And that approach has not failed in 10 years. So I'm just going to assume that if there are people next year, I will do it. And whether it's online or the format's different. But Sirisha, what did you attend?
So I had attended Vishwas your session's facilitation while I was doing the comprehensive sexuality education, SOA.
Ah, you and
Yes.
your gang. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Trace away.
Okay.
And I didn't get enough of you. So I wanted, like, the moment I saw this, I said, okay. Now I want more out of it. So,
You're in Pune, no?
no, I'm in Mumbai,
Mumbai.
but there
Why
seems to
did
be a,
come for the next session?
I was going to say that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I do want
First
to.
weekend. It's on the website, so take a look.
I'll check it out. Yes.
So it's 4th and 5th November.
4th, 5th November. Yeah.
I'm going to message you on that.
Sorry,
But
5th.
Prashant, I think my answer would be if I'm doing something like that, that's open. We will send you an invite. Why don't you just do one thing? So Sochu and ELI, Experiential Leadership Institute, are not competition. We kind of work together. So the ELI stuff at some point in time will start going out to Sochu fans.
Yeah.
And Sochu goes out to ELI fans anyway. So one way or another, you'll get some info.
Wonderful. I'll keep in touch anyways to explore possibilities.
No, it's our job now. We will keep in touch. We will keep you updated.
Thank you, sir.
Sirisha is 5th and 6th, not 4th and 5th, just in case.
Okay, thanks.
Weekend, Saturday, Sunday. And there's a whole bunch that come from Mumbai and Delhi and Bhopal and all over the damn country this year.
And what's the, like, 6th if it gets over? Like, usually what are the timings?
We start at 10 or sometimes 10:30 because people come in from all over. Latest 10, but I usually start at 10. And Saturday is longish, and Sunday we usually close by 5, so you can get back.
I mean, even if it's uplink, uplink via satellite as well, that'll be great. Sorry, I mean, even if the link is up, right? So somebody could connect remote.
Vishwas, he wants live telecast.
I got no problem, man. Question number 1, do you have the stamina for a whole day?
I do.
Jay, do you have stamina for a whole day?
So the only struggle is
I've got to do
we can
stuff
do it.
anyway.
No, we can do it, but the only struggle is that we keep moving around. That means somebody has to keep manning that camera all day. And that becomes a problem. Because it's not like एक जगह पे रख दिया पूरा दिन तो हो जाएगा. वो थोड़ी देर इधर होता है, फिर कहीं और होता है, फिर कहीं और होता है.
So here's the thing: when we are in class, are you interested in the activity session? Activity sessions,
How about this, Vishwas? I'll send them some videos because generally we take some videos sometimes. So I'll send you guys videos, and then if that makes sense, maybe you all can. Because coming here and doing it in person, even just attending a trial session just for fun, just come and attend it in person, and I think then you'll get the real feel of it. But I'll send videos. I think let's start with that.
Yeah. But you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Vishwas and Chetan. And honestly, Vishwas, the last 2 weeks have been 3 weeks, 4 weeks, right? So it's been a lot of churn, and yeah, a whole lot of churn, whole lot of emotions. But the one thing that just definitely comes out for me is that parenting, it's like going part of you're parenting your own, that inner child. Something that is unaddressed, something that is still craving for is what reflecting unknowingly. So, removing those knots. So I feel like it's a process of unknotting a lot of I don't know, unhealed, unspoken, or yeah, all that stuff. I can't find words, but I am in that space space of sensing it all right now. So a lot of questions that Chetan asked yesterday, I've not been able to answer it because I'm still in the zone of assimilating all the feelings. So I will come to it and I'm going to do it, but I couldn't do it because I'm still processing it for myself. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you.
It's a painful journey, but I enjoy the journey. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I know it's called good pain, right?
Yeah, it's a
Like
good
when
thing.
you exercise and you know that it's going to pain,
Yeah,
and you say, ah, damn, that means I must have
Yeah.
done something.
somewhere. Yes. And thank you to the group too. Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Vishwas. Thank you, Chetan, and thank you to everybody who was there, because I would just say it was like going over what I strongly believed in. And thank you. Thank you all. And I would also like to be part of the other online sessions that you probably would be having in the near future. But I enjoyed every moment. Thank you. And a lot of learning. And at the same time, my belief has become stronger. As a parent, so thank you, and bye bye, everybody.
Safe travel.
Thank you.
Thank you. Brought a lot of clarity. Wonderful.
Can I ask, when is the next workshop being scheduled? Because I'm going to refer this program to a lot of friends.
So here's the funny thing, right? I messaged Vishwas the other day. I said that, hey, some people who couldn't join are asking for the next session. And he's like, yeah, कुछ भी एक दो लोग ने पूछा रहेगा और तू बोल रहा है कि बहुत लोग पूछ रहे.
So seriously, I am going to recommend this to a lot of people, and I would want my husband only to attend this the next time, because the recorded sessions are not, I think the interactive things will be better. He has his own ideas, he has his own questions, which I'm sometimes not able to answer completely, because I think you guys will do that job better. I just want to demonstrate whatever I have learned from you.
I
I
know,
can't
man.
put those
My
things.
wife never listens to me either.
Yeah, exactly. So we would want more sessions to come in, and maybe we can join in, we can drop in again in those workshops.
You're always welcome. Yeah, once you attend, that's the thing about Deep also, right? Once you attend, you got life membership.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of us who keep going to Deep every year again and again. So every year in Deep, you'll see like 4-5 people from the previous batches jo aake pura wapas
Lovely.
Repeaters,
and
all
that,
bad students, they just keep turning up.
so we
There's
call it,
always more to learn. There's always more to learn.
and somehow I feel like someone asked me the other day, one of the new batchmates, they were like, why do you come again? Like, why have you come again? So I don't know, in that moment, whatever I found, but I was telling him that it's just the space, and it feels good to be in a space where people are talking about these kind of things. And sometimes I feel like when I'm out in the world, it's very different than how I am. And I find a space where people, I don't know, I feel a lot more connected. And I think Vishwas, the word is belonging, which we keep talking about. And maybe I feel like I belong when I come to Deep, and that's why I think I keep coming back. So yeah, we say once a deeper, always a deeper. So I think that applies to this as well. So
Looking for.
Yep.
Yeah. It's been a great learning.
Honestly, have fun.
Thank you, Vishwas sir, for everything actually. So I have, even in today's session, I went through a lot of emotions. So, and I'm in Pune, so I'm going to come see you soon.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Chetan, for this. Thanks a lot.
bye.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
See you.
Thank you.